Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you a quick recap and update of where we're at with BRXProd, the Bricks Productivity Toolkit. We're currently at version 0.3.4 beta. We're heading towards our version 1 release for the end of this month, being July 2026. And what I want to talk about is what's changed since the version 0.3.0 was released, which gave us the new UI. So in 0.3.0 we got this complete new UI where we've got less top level tabs, and our settings is more organized. We've got vertical tabs here. We can enable, disable from the sidebar, and then we get all of the options just to the right of that. So that was just a simple improvement. We're using the same UI across the entire plugin as well, so it's consistency across everything, and including color pickers and everything, which I'll show you shortly. So the sort of things that we did in there were just simplifying as much as we could and unifying the look and feel. We've also added a quick setup. So in here, if you come in, and we're just going to reset this. If I go reset, so reset, this is the default state when you install BRXProd. So everything is disabled. So we start from nothing and you enable what you want. But there's quite a few features as we've grown this. So what we've done is created this quick setup wizard. So you go into quick setup wizard, and you tell it what you want. I've already got the bricks wireframes in there, but I'll tell it that's what I want. I don't want to use the AI. I do want to enable the BEM. I do want my font pairing. I do want to tame the bricks animations, and I want to enable all the other default stuff. So I just click on that, and it's off doing all of that. These are all enabled. If you didn't have the bricks wireframes, converted wireframes framework imported and up and working, that would have just done that all in those few clicks in the wizard. So that is a really quick quality of life addition there. So I'm going to just save that and jump out of there. The other one that we've added in there, which is probably useful only when you've got some issues. One of the big issues that I see often in the community forums is where someone puts in some broken CSS and they don't realize they've broken it, and then their whole layout's messed up and they don't know where it's broken. So this here up the top here, the CSS Troubleshooter, this is a little bit experimental because it gets a bit difficult knowing what to include and exclude. I've told it to exclude all of the bricks editor Chrome, the code mirror, all that sort of stuff, the WordPress core, any external CSS URLs, or any linked CSS. Indeed, you can undo these depending on how you use your CSS, so you can get more in there. For example, if I undo that, it's going to include more code in there because this is all linked stuff through links in the CSS, in the HTML. It does find a unexpected input, which is this filter. The linting just doesn't understand this old Microsoft filter, so that's okay. We know that's not going to cause any errors for now, but we're going to look at the preview iframe, and we've got the main window. So the preview iframe is where all of our editor content that we're working on will go. Main window is the bricks builder. Okay, so in the preview iframe, it's showing us everything here, and we don't have any linting errors. We can say one at a time, and then we can step through the style sheets where the stuff is actually found, and we can look in those as well if we want to do it that way. There's 72 style sheets, so that can include inline scripts or external scripts, but there's 72 of them to step through there. So you can just say show them all and then have a look there and see if there's any linting error. Now we're going to actually cause a linting error just to show you what that looks like. So if I go into here and add a section, and in that container I'm just going to do a color, and I'm going to say 3px, and I've got a linting error there. So now if I have a look at there, and I'm going to go, oops, wrong one. If I go into my CSS Troubleshooter, and I'm on here, go show all, here we go, color property has a problem. That's, you can't use 3 pixels for a color. So this could be anywhere in the editor. What it's doing is it's giving you a bit of a hint above that of where it's come from. So it is the element container. So it's the element called container, and it's in our inline CSS. So we can't fix it here, but it just gives us an indication of where the problem is. So that's just a CSS troubleshooter that we've added in there as well. Some quality of life stuff. So keyboard shortcuts is a really difficult one to do, which the reason for that is because we've got to deal with keyboard shortcuts for Chrome or whatever you're using, Firefox. You've got to deal with the keyboard shortcuts with Bricks, then other plugins, and there are always going to be some that are going to clash with others. So what we did was we created a centralized keyboard manager where we can easily manage those. What I've changed in this version is from the editor, in our keyboard shortcuts here, we can go into there. Here's our keyboard shortcuts, and we can manage our keyboard shortcuts from there. But we can also now just do Alt Shift K, or if you're on a Mac, I think that's Option Shift K. That brings up the same modal. That's the overview. If we go to the keyboard shortcuts, it's showing us what is registered for our application, what are our shortcuts that are registered, and we can also change these here as well. That's not the only place you can change them. You can change your keyboard shortcuts here. Let's say, for example, here we got this empty toggle links. Actually, I'm going to just try S. What's it going to tell me if I try S in it? Didn't complain, so I could use Alt Shift S because it's not registered. If I do E, it's going to tell me that's already being used. If I do Alt Shift R, it's not going to complain. It should do, but it's not complaining. I'll change that back to, what did I have it on? Toggle Bricks panels. I think I had a Z. I did. So you can change those in here and see what's actually being used. And now, for example, there, if I did Alt Shift K, I can see in here that my Toggle Bricks panels is Alt Shift Z. So if I do Alt Shift Z, there's my panels gone. Alt Shift Z, so you can toggle them off and on easily by doing that. Now, that's not the only place you can manage your keyboard shortcuts, but that is the centralized repository of what those are. We have exclusions in there, and we have an overview of what's actually registered and what's excluded. Okay, so that is the keyboard shortcuts. Now, what else? I'm just looking at my notes here. So Bricks template. So we've got a couple of extra code snippets. So you can see these two code snippets here. We've got Bricks templates and we've got our favorite links. So this is going to link to our templates in Bricks. This will link to our settings in Bricks. Then we've got our actual templates. This is iterating through all the templates and we'll list all those templates there. Favorite links. So these are just links that we put in there. And where they're managed through is through the code manager. So we go to our code snippets here, we type in panels. There's our panels. So we got a Bricks templates panel and a favorite links panel. We install the snippets into Fluent Snippets, and then we come into Fluent Snippets. And here is our Bricks templates panel. And most of this is self-populated from the templates, but there are a few in here where we can actually put in. So we've got a couple there, the Bricks links here. We can actually put in our own in there if we want to. With the other one, the favorites, let's have a look at it. There's our dockable panel. This is just all the code that makes it work. We're adding it to the panels. Here is our control. So if we want to create a new group, we just copy that, paste into a new group, put in our links in there, and that'll automatically appear in that panel. So it's just a really simple way of keeping track of where you're working. So I can do an Alt Shift Z, get rid of our panels, and we've got this on the side here. It's nice and tidy. All right, so that is the major things. There's lots and lots of additional little fixes in there, just tidying up the changeover to the new UI. There's one in particular that was a fault, which I've fixed up, which was to do with our OKLCH. So this is an oversight when I changed over. So if I type in my BG and I went red, okay, I get my little helper. If I click on that, before this was OKLAB. I prefer OKLCH, which I think a lot do, so we can use that now, change that to OKLCH, and we still get our helper because it's recognizing OKLCH as a color system. So we still get our helper. We can change that to HSL, Hex, OKLCH, whatever you want to do. That was an upgrade in, I think, 0.3.2. I think I fixed that up. But that's pretty much where we're at with this so far. Still working away to make this better and better. But most of what we're doing now is just improvements on what's already there. So all right, I hope that is useful for you guys. If you've got any ideas or anything that you're experiencing that you don't think it works as well as it should, love to get your feedback so we can make it work as best as it possibly can. Thanks for listening, guys.